We all crave clarity and
Pascal, you are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings, get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high, cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold up, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up, weekdays, catch us live, somebody, let's go.
Good evening, good morning, and good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Pascal Show. I hope you guys are all doing well out there, enjoying your Saturday night. I know it's Saturday night. You guys are sitting there going, what the hell is Pascal doing right now? Why is he on here? What the heck is going on? Well, you know, I had a little bit of time. I was like, you know what, let me jump on, you know what I mean, chop it up with you guys, because, you know, I missed the day. Today was a little bit of an action-packed one for me. But I'm happy to be here to chop it up with you guys about this particular story that caught my eye a few hours ago. And I was like, you know what? I need to talk about this. It's something a little bit different. It's not as heavy. And I feel like it would be the right type of piece, the right type of topic for a Saturday night. So anyway, hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. Good evening. Happy Saturday. Or happy Sunday, wherever you're watching the show right here. I know you guys are watching from all corners of the world right now, so I appreciate you guys for being here, chopping it up with me and everything. And I know it's Saturday. Y'all got better things to do, like go out and have fun, have some libations, drink responsibly. If you are drinking, drink responsibly, and just be around some friends. You know what I mean? But I do appreciate you spending the time with me, this old guy. Okay, so I appreciate it. All right, but do me a favor before we jump into this, because we got some things to talk about. Okay, and this is a name we haven't really heard in a while. Okay, so this is gonna be a little bit like a throwback to nostalgia. Okay, so do me a favor before we jump into go down memory lane, if you will. All right. Hit that like button down below. Send it past 100 likes for me really quick. I see a bunch of y'all starting to file in. Good evening. Happy Saturday. Happy Sunday morning. If you're watching this show on the other side of the planet, I appreciate you guys for filing in and just being a part of the conversation. Okay? I really, really do. And of course, there's a lot of other stories that I have to, that I'm going to be doing some pop-up videos on and all that, because some crazy stuff has been popping off, y'all. It's been crazy. I don't know what's up with all these car accidents, y'all. There's a lot of car accidents going on out here. Literally, like one after the other, and it just doesn't stop. So anyway, we will be talking about a few other things that have to do with celebrities and car accidents and all that stuff. So be on the lookout for that pop-up video. It should be coming out here a little bit later on this evening, okay? So anyway, so I'll be, you know, this is going to be my Saturday night. Okay, hanging out with you guys and doing a little bit of work. Okay, so hit that like button, send it past 100 likes really quick before we jump into it, and do not forget to hit that subscribe button. Okay, crush it, make it scream out your name. That would really, really mean a lot. And if you can support the channel any which way you can join my locals down below, join my Patreon. Of course, I have just as simply just supporting this channel by hitting that join button down below. That would be greatly appreciated as well. Thank you so much for just being a part of the show and tuning in, okay? So anyway, let's get into some things, okay? I see a bunch of y'all starting to file in. Happy Saturday to all you guys, okay? Happiest of Saturdays, all right? And yes, for all y'all from all you Planeteers that are over here watching this and all that, I appreciate you guys for being here, chopping it up with little old me. Okay, shout out to Andy and the rest of the crew and all that. You know, hopefully I'll be back on the show relatively soon. The schedules have just been a little insane on my end, and I think on his end as well. But hopefully I'll be back on there soon. Okay, but Laura Strada, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I really do appreciate it. This is the best and safest way to spend my Saturday evening. Actually, you're right. You know, just sitting, chilling, hanging out. You're not getting behind the wheel. You're not driving somewhere, drinking some adult beverages, jumping back in that car and risking it to take your lanky ass back home. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you're right. This is perfect. Okay. Took a break for a bit watching anything toxic. This is perfect. Cool. And that's funny how you say toxic. Get it? Because of the person we're talking. She has a song called Toxic. No one gets. Okay. We're going to move on. So I appreciate all y'all for being here. Seriously, thank you so much. Okay. Now, I want you guys to do me a favor as you guys start to file in and come into the show. I appreciate all y'all being here. Okay. And thank you, Cotton Candy, for getting what I said there. Thank you. And I don't know if Laura Estrada meant that to happen. She could just say, I meant to do that though. You know what I mean? She could. But I don't think she really meant to do that. Okay. But anyway. And Infinite Content, Alex Jones is getting into the start of him finding out after a decade of effing around. Yep. 45 million. Yep. 45 million punitive damages. Yep. He's going to have to spend a whole lot of monies because he opened up his mouth and spoke. He shot from the hip, which he's been doing for a very, very long time. I know that there's a lot of fans out there of Alex Jones out there, but you know for a fact what he did there was wrong. That was dead ass wrong. He shouldn't have done what he did, okay? Angel Nikki, thank you so much for becoming a member. Thank you so very much. Thank you. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for that support. I really do appreciate it, okay? Now, as I was saying before, okay, because we got to stay on topic today, all right? Because I'm not going to be on for a very long time, but we're here for an informative and maybe a clutch my pearls moment. So let me say this one more time, okay? I want you all to close your eyes and go all the way back to the late 90s and early 2000s where you just saw a sea of trucker hats, Von Dutch, and Ed Hardy t-shirts everywhere. That's kind of where we're going. And people wearing hats to the side. Okay? Wearing their baseball caps to the side. All right? I want you all to close your eyes and just remember those moments in time. Because that moment really did exist. And during that time, because obviously we are talking about Miss Britney Spears, all right? Britney Spears obviously was, and still is, of course, at the top of her game. She's still the big name and all that. But at that time, she met a guy that a lot of people felt some type of way about by the name of Kevin Federline, or he also went by the name K-Fed. I guess he was a dancer or something like that. He met her. They quickly fell in love. And then, fast forward, they get married. They pop out some kids. And of course, they break up. Now, this dude, out of nowhere, decides to break his decades-long silence to talk about her spicy photos. I'll just say that. Her spicy selfies. And talk about their sons and how their sons are basically avoiding Mama Spears. This is the weirdest thing, okay? To me, I'm asking, and I'm going to keep asking over and over and over again, why now? Why? Why are you saying this ish right now? What does this do for you? Why are you saying any of these things? So I got an article we got to look at, okay? Because this is big. This is a very, very big deal. At least in the world of the Britney Spears storyline, right? Because we were watching as people were fighting tooth and nail for her to get free from that conservatorship that was extremely strict, There were so many things in that conservatorship that wasn't allowing her to do anything. Didn't even allow her to procreate if she wanted to procreate. She couldn't even have more offspring if she chose to do so. Okay? Couldn't even drive a car. There's some crazy things in that conservatorship. But still, her family, or, Jamie, Papa Spears, had a tight leash. Okay, he pulled the reins on her, and from what we understand, was just milking her for every single dollar that she got. All right, which is absolutely sad. Now, of course, she is now married. We just saw that she had the wedding. We talked about one of her ex-husbands losing their doggone minds. Okay, trying to break into the wedding. He got arrested and all that stuff, right? But she still ended up getting married to a guy named Sam Asghari. Okay, makes me think of Thor, like Asgard, right? Anyway, and now it seems like she's happy. But of course, there's been a lot of stuff speculated, like bouncing around. There's been people are talking about how these photos that she's taking are very strange. They're wondering if she's actually controlling her own Instagram or if hubby is controlling the Instagram himself, so on and so forth. It's just getting messy. But now, out of nowhere, another ex-husband has to step out and act a doggone fool. And again, I ask, why? Why did this person say? Why did this guy, K-Fed, come out from the nosebleed seats when he was doing just fine, quiet, in a corner, collecting dust with his family and just doing his thing? Why is he now coming out and talking about these things? Why does he feel in his loins that he has to come out and break said silence? We got to look at this article. We're going to talk about it. Allegedly, by the way, I will say this too. Allegedly, there's supposed to be a televised interview that's supposed to be popping off here soon, sometime this coming week, where K-Fed sat down with somebody who cared about hearing his voice, and he's going to break his silence in this said interview as well. This is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. But again, I'm going to keep saying it till I'm blue in the face. Why? Why now? Why? Why didn't you say any of this ish before? Why say it now? I got my theories. We're going to get into it here in a second because I got my theories. I got a lot of theories about this. Okay. So let's get into it, shall we? All right, here we go. World exclusive. Britney Spears' ex-husband, K-Fed, I'm just going to call him K-Fed, okay, breaks his decade-long silence to reveal their sons have chosen not to see her for months and find her spicy selfies tough, while claiming her father's 13-year conservatorship, quote-unquote, saved her. Okay. Let's continue here. Okay. We already know that they were married. They had two children. They had two children, I think, right? Yeah. But let's get I want to get to the part. Obviously, this is K-Fed. This is when they were together. Okay. This is when they're, when they were bumping uglies and they said their I do's. Okay. Von Dutch, Ed Hardy. Okay. Two boys. Exactly. Thank you, Debbie. Okay. Two boys. Now, you'd think that people would be excited and all that, right? Obviously, the public was not very excited about this relationship when it came out, when this went down. People were thinking that he was out there for her money, so on and so forth, which it seemed as if it was like that. He was a gold digging just a gold digger. Okay. Just a male, the male version of, someone just trying to sleep with that person for the money. Okay. Or just a gold digger. Okay. There is no gender to a gold digger. Let me just correct myself real quick. But They have 2 children. They get divorced. He moves on. He's married. He's got kids with another woman and all that stuff. But now he has broken a near decade-long silence in a wide-ranging, moving TV interview. Like, wide-ranging, moving TV interview. What is he breaking? Is he going to start crying? Does he have a Barbara Walters moment where he's, you know what I mean? Where the tears just go down. He's, you know what I mean? I'm just curious. How moving is this interview? Yeah, I was known as like the original F-boy. You know, like what kind of interview is this? Moving interview. Okay. In which he talks openly about, for the first time, about the reality of life as the former Mr. Spears and his ongoing battle to keep the chaos that surrounds his former wife as far removed from his sons as possible. Now, here, let me just say this real quick too. This dude, when he married her, I guess didn't fully understand the assignment. Because you got to remember, this is Britney Spears. This is Britney Spears. This is not just some random artist that had one hit and just disappears. This is Britney Spears. You see what I'm saying? It's a drastically different situation. So, and I feel that a lot of the reason why there was so much turmoil between these two was because he was referred to as Mr. Spears, or that he wasn't making his own way. He was just living, he was riding on her coattails. Okay. But of course, he wanted to have his own fame. Of course, he wanted his own success. Shoot, I just literally typed in into YouTube Kevin Federline, and he had a single, he had a music video, he had a song out. It's trash, but it sounds like what you would hear, what pop music sounded like at that time. It is terrible. It's trash. But at the same time, he was trying to do something, but you're living in the shadows of your wife, who happens to be a mega superstar. You should understand the assignment. Sorry. If that's who she is, you got to be cool with that and understand that and move the F on, in my personal opinion. Okay. Find your own lane, find your own successes, and whatever those successes are, whether they're big or small, be proud of those things, but do not compare yourself to someone who is a mega superstar. And you are somebody who is just maybe just getting started and maybe known for just boning Britney Spears. Sometimes you got to earn your stripes and show what you're capable of. Okay. But I digress. I just think it's a very interesting scenario. Okay. Very interesting scenario. And now apparently there is going to be a TV interview that's coming out later on this week, or this coming week, I'm sorry, in which he talks about this whole thing, about his relationship, what it was like, so on and so forth. So in a series of exclusive interviews, parts of which will be aired on ITV News this week, okay, Kevin and his family revealed that Preston and Jaden have not seen their mother for many months at their own behest, even though his former wife, who married American Iranian model Sam Asghari, 28 in June, has bought a 10 million pound, this is a British publication, 10 million pound mansion not far from the Federline family home in Los Angeles. So they're trying to keep it close so she can be around the kids. Nothing wrong with that. Whole bunch of photos of K-Fed and the kids. More things of the kids. And then, of course, we already know about the family. Okay. We already know about the family. All right. We already know about this wedding. I'm sorry. Okay, this is the wedding reception. She's having the time of her life. Photo with her and her sons. Okay, so the boys have decided they're not seeing her right now. Kevin reveals it's been a few months since they've seen her. They made the decision not to go to her wedding, so they didn't even show up. They weren't even there at her wedding. He also says he believes the controversial 13-year conservatorship by her father, Jamie, quote unquote, saved her. Huh. Britney was finally released from that arrangement, under which many aspects of her financial and personal life were controlled last November. But the impact her very public tribulations may be having on their teenage sons is now Kevin's driving force. This whole thing has been hard to watch, harder to live through, harder to watch my boys go through, harder my boys to go through than anything else. It's been tough. It's the most challenging thing I've ever had to do in my life. Okay. And there have been numerous parenting challenges throughout the ongoing Britney saga. Following her release from her conservatorship last year, the 40-year-old star has remained at the center of global attention and has taken to posting spicy photos, spicy selfies on social media. At the time, Kevin says he felt compelled to apologize to the boys for any flack they experienced as a result. He insists the boys love their mother, saying, I try to explain to them, look, maybe that's just another way she tries to express herself. I think so too. I do think this is her way of trying to say, I'm free. I can finally just be me. I can finally just do my thing. Now, I understand that, your family's going to look at those things and go, they're going to feel some type of way. Sure. But at the same time, this is somebody who has been locked up for years, not being able to do anything. Okay. But let me go back to that really quick. So I try to explain to them, look, maybe that's just another way she tries to express herself, but that doesn't take away from the fact of what it does to them. It's tough, he adds. I can't imagine how it feels to be a teenager having to go to high school. Okay, I get it. I get it. It can be tough, for sure. Nothing wrong with that. Of course. Who wants their mama on IG showing off the nether regions? Not many people. No. So I get it. I get that part. But they also, there is that that other harsh reality of she is a mega superstar. So I think that's just a little bit, I don't know. I just feel like there's something so different about this situation, personally. But for him to go on and do this interview, like I said, why? And the other thing is, it's not like she's doing OnlyFans. It's not like she's doing straight up XXX photos. You see what I'm saying? She ain't doing that. She ain't doing nothing in comparison to what we just talked about on that article with AH. That salacious AH article we just talked about. She ain't doing that. So I don't know why people are tripping about it. And I don't know why they're bringing it up and talking about it. I feel like this is somebody who's been left, behind, and has not been able to freely express herself for years. And she's finally getting to be able to do that. Okay. Let me read a little bit more. And I know I got a couple super chats I got to get to here really quick. So he's like, I can't imagine how it feels to be a teenager going to high school. While he and the boys show nothing but compassion to Britney, Kevin says he is speaking out about his estranged former wife, not for retribution, but to show a hitherto untold side of the show business story. Okay, what? Excuse me, what does that mean? What the hell does that mean? He's wanting to show another side of the show business story. What is the show business story? Where's the story at? I'm curious. Wait a second. Where's it? Where's the story at? Where's the show business story at? Because personally, I don't see that. I just see this as an opportunity for him to cause a stir, or maybe this particular media, whatever the ITV or whoever ended up interviewing him, maybe he's securing a quick bag, but he's out here trying to say something about the show business, another side of the show business story. You've had decades of opportunities to speak out, and now you're speaking out now? Only to say, oh, the Suns didn't want to see her. They're trying to avoid her. The nude photos are a problem. Strange, y'all. This is very strange. And to me, I feel like this is somebody who's trying to secure more than just, I'm sure, I don't know if this interview that he did, he got paid for. I don't know if he got paid for it, but it does feel a little bit like he's trying to secure some kind of bag. He's trying to keep something in his back pocket, it sounds like. And it might be her money. I got some super chats I missed, so I'm going to grab those really, really quick. Okay? And thank you so much for the support, everybody. Seriously. Angel Nikki, thank you so much for the 10 Canadian. Thanks for all that you do. I found you through Popcorn Planet. What's up, Popcorn Planeteers? Thank you. Love your sense of humor and your kindness. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see. Kristen, I think. Thank you for the 9 NZs. I don't know what that is. I'm sorry. But thank you. All right. Just leaving some love and support here. Thanks for covering this topic. Of course. Of course. I'm always happy to be on here and chop it up with you guys about everything that's going on in the world. And then some. Okay. And I think I got one more super chat in here. Let me grab that right quick. Fair and Balance. What's up, girl? Thank you so much for the 5. This is to keep his gravy train child support coming. Man, you read my mind. To keep that child support coming in, and to keep getting it after the boys turn 18. He's fooling no one who knows divorce with kids. Yeah, you ain't wrong. That's what it feels like, don't it? That's what it feels like, don't it? And Infinite said, New Zealand dollars. Okay. So thank you for the New Zealand dollars. I really do appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And Jacqueline, I love you too. Okay, I love y'all too. All right. But that is very, very interesting. Okay, but you see, something's up here. This is not him just coming out and saying this. Maybe he had a toe in that conservatorship pool of money that he knew he was getting every single month or every single year. He was getting a certain cut. And now that the conservatorship is over, maybe that stream of income that he was getting is cut all the way off. So now he's going, I got to step forward and say, oh no, the conservatorship was a good idea. Why? Because you made money off of it. Look, even Jamie Lynn Spears, her sister, was sitting there suddenly wanting to go, oh, I need to step out and talk on behalf of my sister. She had years of opportunities to speak out about the conservatorship. But as soon as she started seeing that it was starting to sway in that way of her getting released from this conservatorship, she jumped on on camera and was sitting there going, no, I've always had my sister's back. I've always been against it. No. You suddenly realize that the bags are going to be leaving from your hands, and now you start tripping. Now you know that the court of public opinion is coming, knocking on your door. In fact, they're beyond the door. They're right there breathing down your damn neck. It's getting all moist, okay, in the nape, all right, of your neck. And so you suddenly pull up the phone and go, oh, no, I was always there for her. So now, same thing I feel like is happening right here with K-Fed. I said it. He's going, damn, my money's gone. Okay, now I got to speak up. And I disagree with this. Just feel some type of way. How dare she take spicy selfies? How dare she? That conservatorship helped her. Helped her. It doesn't work for me, y'all. It just doesn't. But let's continue. Okay. All right. So this is an opportunity for him to speak on behalf of an untold side of the show business story. I'm waiting for it. So today, the 44-year-old father's life is a world away from the frenetic chaos that accompanied his romance with a woman who went from a Disney star to a global superstar. He lives quietly with his sons and wife of 9 years, Victoria, an accomplished former volleyball player. Of course, there's a whole bunch of things, photos with him and his kids and all that stuff. More stuff with the fams. Now, looks like this is the video or like the interview, I guess, that's going to be allegedly on ITV later on this week. Okay. Because they're filming something. And I guess that's his backyard. Yeah, Daphne Barak chats with K-Fed and his now wife, Victoria Prince. Okay, interesting. Britney Spears feeling fabulous on the beach, just fabulous. Okay, so sweet-natured, artistic-minded boys, Preston and Jaden, have clearly inherited their parents' creative streaks. Preston is starting to produce music and wants to take guitar lessons, while Jaden is a keen piano player. Kevin and Victoria have encouraged all their children to express themselves. Theirs is a blended family. They got a bunch of kids together, obviously, so it's very much like the Brady Bunch, I'm assuming. Well, that's what they say here. Like the Brady Bunch, okay? So he obviously jokes like they're the Brady Bunch with cameras capturing them celebrating Caleb and Corey's birthday with cake in the garden and the boys plunging in and out of the swimming pool. The endless drama and controversy that Britney always appears to be at the center of seems a world away, which is exactly how Kevin and Victoria want it. Okay. This is the part that I found very interesting. This is a normal home. A family full of love, Victoria tells this reporter. Whatever's happening outside has nothing to do with this home. Okay. So then I ask you, why though? Why would you do an interview if you're happy being in your little cubbyhole? If you're happy chilling in the cut, in your little cubby hole of happiness, and everything's warm and gooey, you know, with that privacy, then why bring cameras into your damn home? Why do any of that ish? That makes no sense to me. Why go out and do all this BS? Why? You were doing just fine. You were just doing fine. Why would you go and do this? You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't make any sense. Oh, let's bring the cameras in now. And do you realize now the K-Fed and the kids or the K-Fed family is now going to get ridiculed and deal with all this BS because they brought cameras into their home, man. Why would they do this? If they say, we just like our home, everything that happens, all the show business crap that happens outside of our home stays outside our home, yet you bring cameras in. That makes no sense to me. Yes, Debbie, I agree. Just bags. They want monies. The wife is in on it too. Come on, let's keep it real. Come on. Victoria. Okay, she knows. Okay. She knows. It's about money. She knows there's a good chunk of change that they're not getting every month anymore. That's it. That's it. But they say, this is the part, see? But they say allowing the cameras into their home now may help Kevin's former wife understand the strain that growing up in the shadow of global stardom can bring. What does that even mean? Make that make sense, y'all. Come on, the math ain't mathing for me on that one. Read that one more time, baby. Look at that. Does that make sense? We don't want any cameras. We don't want any of that drama. We don't want any of that Hollywood BS. Therefore, that's the reason why we keep a quiet and very humble home. But we're bringing all these cameras in now so that Britney can understand how much of a strain it is growing up under the shadow of her global stardom. What? Just gonna let that one sink in for a little bit. Does that make sense, babies? Does it? Because last I checked, it don't. It don't make sense. It don't make sense. Okay? Dragonfly Kisses said, sounds contradicting to me. That's contradicting as hell. I agree, Dragonfly Kisses. Absolutely. Sounds contradicting to me. Because that is, it makes no sense. So you're going to sit there and say, we don't want no cameras. We don't want no drama. But then we bring the drama into our home. Come on in. Come on in. Come on. Come on in with the cameras and the lights. Let's talk about this stuff. Because we need to talk about this stuff real quick. You know? Well, we don't want the drama. We don't want any backlash. We don't want the turmoil and the, what did they say? The strain that this can put onto our kids. Yet you are still doing an interview in which people are going to be watching, and let's keep it real. Majority of the public right now feels the free Britney vibe, that they're all going, yes, she's free, freedom. There's the whole leave Britney alone situation going on here too. So who's to say that by doing this, you're just poking a sleeping bear? If you don't want strain and you don't want that drama, then why bring it up? Like I said, why now? Why? Why bring any of this BS up? Why? Because he can sell a book? I have a feeling that's coming. But yeah, so you can sell a book, sell the rights to a limited series. I mean, what? Think about it. It just math ain't mathing. Kevin says, if there was a way, any way, I could possibly say something to just open Britney's eyes. But I haven't found that yet. I feel like if I found that, I'd be on the phone trying to tell her, bull. Say what? But what? This is in the interview. Okay? He literally said, if there's a way, if I could reach out to her and just really get her to be on the same page with me so we could see eye to eye, so she could see what she's putting our family through, I would have been on the phone calling her about this. No, so you just grab a bunch of cameras and say, come on to my home and become and get this as part of national news. So that's your way of getting her attention? Excuse me? Excuse me? Okay. Stupid. Sorry, y'all, but that is absolutely just stupid. Okay? So obviously they tell about their story, about how they got together, their love story, basically, and their breakup story. But this is interesting too. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So yeah, so obviously he found out that about the filing of the divorce, citing irreconcilable differences. Can't talk today, my lord, and asking for custody of their two sons. This is what Britney Spears was doing at this time. Kevin was in Canada on a promotional tour at the time, and he recalls being blindsided when the news was broken to him as he took part in a live radio interview. That's crazy. That would be crappy. That's crappy for sure. That's crappy for sure. I called my lawyer, Mark Vincent Kaplan, and we sat down, and I told him all I care about is getting 50% custody, he recalls. Nothing else mattered. Nothing. I'm not the person that will take money over family. Just gonna let that one sink in too, because I keep wondering if is he really here for the monies, or is he really here for the sake of the kids? Why do an interview? Why? This is your ex-wife. This is the mother of your children, okay, or at least your two sons. All right, you could easily, I would think, be able to reach out and have a conversation with her. And I don't know where she is mentally, where her mind is mentally. Maybe she is completely, dealing with some inner demons, and all that. But at the same time, you're telling me that when she's reaching out, trying to talk to her sons, you're not able to talk to her? Just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make any sense. It was chaotic and bewildering time during which Kevin says he believes everyone tried to do their best during this custody battle that they were having. There were so many different things. That were happening within a short period of time. It just all came to a head, and I don't think anybody knew what to do. How can anybody prepare you? He asks. The conservatorship has been the subject of an intense media scrutiny, heightened by the release of the 2021 documentary framing Britney Spears, which in turn led to the growth of a worldwide movement played out largely online to end the conservatorship under the hashtag Free Britney. 4 months after the documentary was screened, she broke her silence during a legal hearing in which she asked the judge to bring the conservatorship to an end, proclaiming, "I just want my life back." She added, "It's enough, and it makes no sense at all. I'm done." And of course, lovely little photos of her in her, her new hubby. And like I said, I mean, if she's happy, she's happy. F it, right? Her wish was granted 6 months later in November of 2021 when a judge officially terminated the conservatorship. Kevin acknowledges he has his own questions about why the arrangement lasted so long, but maintains Britney's father did everything with the best intentions. I don't know. A lot of people think otherwise on that, Poppy. All right. I saw this man that really cared and really cares about his family and wanting everything to be okay. When Jamie took over, things got into order. He saved her life. Nonetheless, he acknowledges that while their sons grew up against the backdrop of the conservatorship, it became increasingly difficult trying to explain the circumstances that surround it. They've had a lot of questions about it, he confided. I don't know that I can answer all of them for them, but I just try to explain to them that your mom needed help, and the people were in play to try to make that happen, to make it better. This has not stopped his own relationship with Jamie from experiencing its hiccups. Obviously, in November 2019, Kevin took out a restraining order against his former father-in-law following claims of an altercation with one of his sons. I've heard some stories about Papa Spears as well. Okay, I think we all know to a certain extent. Today, however, with the restraining order about to expire, uh, any uh, any of this is basically now it's just ancient history. I would absolutely welcome Jamie Spears back in the boys' lives. He says, especially if that's what the boys wanted. I don't have any hard feelings towards Jamie Spears. People make mistakes. I feel bad for him. I feel like he's been put through the ringer. Now that's a very interesting perspective. Let's just say that. Okay. Yes. Thank you, Debbie, for that. Thank you for fixing that. Thank you so much. Yeah, I know. We got the mod out. It's so annoying. Anyway, uh, and yes, I could see that there's maybe different perspectives, right? Obviously, there's going to be another perspective out here that's going to say, that Jamie Spears was trying to do his best, that he was just trying to protect her. Clearly, she was dealing with a lot of issues mentally. She had a very, very big mental breakdown that we all saw in HD, okay, because 4K didn't exist back then. But you know what I mean? There was just a lot of stuff that she was going through. But I also think that this was a woman that was pushed beyond her limits just so she can perform, so that the family so that the Britney Spears empire could still generate more money. Shoot, I just a few weeks ago got to go see, just about 2 weeks ago, got to see that Elvis movie. And first off, very good movie. I was very impressed by it, but it was interesting to hear what they actually did to Elvis. They just kind of pumped him with all kinds of drugs just to keep him performing. He would be collapsing backstage because, obviously when he performed, he put a lot of, he left everything on the stage, right? And they would just go and keep just drugging him, right? Clearly, at some point, that those addictions or those things, those drugs that are getting pumped into somebody's body is going to be going to turn into an addiction of some sort. And also, God knows what kind of stuff you're pumping somebody with, right? That can also change and alter the way somebody thinks, their mental, the chemistry in their body and all that could just get things out of whack. So you got somebody who is Britney Spears. She's flying all over the world. She's performing in front of millions of people. Every tour she does, every little event that she shows up, and she's not always physically energized and ready to go. So what are they doing? They're probably drugging her with all kinds of stuff just so she can go out there and do her dances and stuff. She's pushed to the edge. Pushed to the edge. So a part of me keeps thinking like, oh yeah, the dad was put through the ringer. Well, you put this little girl at that time through the ringer as well. You're telling her dance, 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 perform. To the point where she mentally broke. So who really was put through the ringer? And who's still being put through the ringer right now? Let's keep it 100. All right. So for me, this ain't working for me, dog. It just ain't. All right. It's so sad that this is what's going on with her. I mean, at least thank God it's not like we're talking about her demise from, ODing or something like that. God forbid any of that kind of stuff is to happen. But that's what we hear a lot about with all these performers and a lot of these artists. They get pushed to the edge and then they become very, very dependent on something. And then they die from that dependence. That's it. And then we go, oh, they were so talented. And it's because of their own greed, because of greed, period. Okay. It's sad. Okay. I got a couple super chats. Let me get these really quick. I see Nerd Report in the house. What's up, man? If you want to hop on, you're more than welcome to hop on for a minute. Let me know if you're still here. Sorry, man. I'm just now seeing these comments and stuff. All right. Even my dog just concurred. One of my dogs just concurred. They said, yeah, Lewis, if you want to hop on, feel free, bro. Feel free, man. The water's fine. Just let me know and I'll send you a DM. Dragonfly Kisses. Thank you so much for the 5. Hello, Pascal. I find you through Popcorn Planet. What's up, Planeteer? Thank you so much for being here. I don't trust that he isn't in it for the money. It's fishy to me. Thank you for your videos. I think it's absolutely fishy as hell. Okay? This is weird. And then, of course, for him to sit there and go, I'm on Papa Spears' side. I just feel like there's a little bit of some money. You know what I mean? He was getting the cut. Come on. They were all getting the cut. You're telling me they weren't shaving a couple mil off the top? Britney Spears wasn't touching it. She was a home. She was a prisoner in her own home. She couldn't even take a poop without her father saying, you may take a dump. You want to take a dump? Go ahead. Oh, but let me know when you flush, because I'll decide if you can jiggle the handle or not and flush thy poop away. Like, it's ridiculous, y'all. Absolutely ridiculous. All right. Leslie Caller, thank you so much for the $15. Appreciate it. He was always a loser. Go away, K-Fed. Yeah, I mean, we all had feelings about this dude. We all had deep feelings about K-Fed when he was all up in her DMs. Okay. Speaking of DMs, Loris Estrada, thank you so much for the $5. Pascal, check your Instagram DM layer. I have a topic or conversation I'd like to explore with you. See what you think. Thanks. I will take a look. I will. And for those of y'all who, by the way, shameless plug, I got to do this. You know how it is. This is how we do. All right. Do me a favor, please, guys. If you are on TikTok, if you're a TikToker or Instagrammer, please go follow me on those platforms as well. It is the Pascal Show, one word, on both platforms. Okay. And of course, if you are on Twitter as well, join me on Twitter, the Pascal Show, one word. And of course, keep joining, become a member. Support me on Patreon. You know what I mean? Check out all those things. That would really, really mean a whole lot. Okay, I got a couple more. Did I say thank you to? I just showed it. Jacqueline, thank you so much for the $1.50. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Every bit helps. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so very, very much. There's another one. Hold on. Let's see. I'm just seeing if I missed anything in the convo. Okay, Carrie, thank you so much for becoming a member. Thank you so very, very much. Thank you. Appreciate it. Panda, thank you so much for the £2. Why say anything if he wants the quiet life? That's exactly what I'm saying. It doesn't make any sense for him to sit here and say anything. If you don't have anything to say, don't say nothing at all. If you don't want no smoke, don't bring the stuff up. You see what I'm saying? If you don't want the smoke, you don't want the drama, don't bring drama through your front door and sit down and create the drama. It doesn't make sense to me. It just doesn't. Michael Clark, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Love your content, brother. Always look forward to watching. Thank you, Michael. Thank you. I appreciate it. Even I'm talking about Britney Spears. Who would have thought? Even I'm talking about doggone Britney Spears, man. Okay, I'm talking about Britney Spears, man. Okay. Let me continue here. Thank you so much for the support, though. Thank you, Michael. I really do appreciate it. I guess Lewis may have left. He hopped in and hopped out, but I appreciate him coming on. You can find him on his platform, Nerd Report. Please go follow him on his YouTube channel. Great guy. Okay, had a great time with him on his show, and I'm hopefully going to have him on my show here soon. Hopefully this week. I'm going to see what happens here. Okay, but let's continue on here though. And I appreciate everybody coming in, talking about this stuff, that kind of thing. But like I said, this is the thing. This is the problem with all these artists that become super, super huge, mega superstars. They get pushed through the ringer. They get pushed. This is the same thing that happened to Michael Jackson, for example. They just pushed him to the point where he just couldn't, where he just mentally snaps, mentally breaks. And that absolutely makes sense. You're pushed to the edge every single time. You're doing multiple shows a month. You're traveling. As soon as you get done with the show, you're in Chicago. Next thing you know, you're in Tallahassee. Then next thing you know what I mean? You're hot, and you're in 5 cities in 1 week, to the point where your head is spinning. Different climates, temperatures, etc. You're dealing with the sicknesses. You're dealing with just being on the road. I mean, there's just so much. There's so much to consider, and it's just sad. And this is what I think what happened to Britney, to the point where she snapped. And I don't blame her for snapping. I don't. It's a lot. So Kevin and the boys are close to all of them. Okay, so he says that warmth extends equally to the rest of the family, from the mother, the father, all that stuff. He says that the boys are close to all of them as well. Family is supposed to stick together. Why does it sound like Vin Diesel? Family over everything. The family's all you got. But he's saying family's supposed to stick together. And just because they're not my immediate family, they're my son's kid, or my kid's immediate family. They love their meemaw. My priority has always been, it's about what is good for the boys. And of course, there's a little footage of people having a great time celebrating not only her marriage, but I think also just the fact that she's able to be free to do what she wants any old time. Okay. Now he says a period of relative stability followed the initial period of conservatorship, and Kevin recalls peaceful co-parenting with his former wife. Yet in recent years, relations between mother and sons have deteriorated. He clearly has no wish to embarrass his former wife, but acknowledges he became increasingly uncomfortable with what his then younger teenage sons confided they were witnessing during their visits in recent years, although he declines to go into detail. He's just said, there were a lot of things going on that I didn't feel comfortable with. Now, that's the thing I want to know. What were the things that were weird, right? What were the things that were so weird? That's what I'd like to know. Okay. He explains in that recent months, in the wake of increasingly erratic posts by Britney on Instagram, as well as frequently posting shots of her, scantily clad, if not scantily clad body. Okay. She has launched public attacks on social media on him and members of her family. His boys have come to their own decision. Oops. They try to give her the benefit of the doubt, but at the same time, I can tell that sometimes it hurts to be in that position. This is what he said. So I made sure all my kids can come to me at any moment and discuss anything. The boys, all my kids, know that they can come to me and to my wife and discuss anything. He also adds, they're teenagers right now. We talk about sex, we talk about drugs, we talk about all the things that teenagers go through. I want my kids to make all the mistakes they possibly can in my house, because that way I can protect them. It is one reason Kevin reveals that his sons did not attend Britney Spears' wedding. While the ceremony in California was attended by a clutch of A-list celebrities, her children did not join her. The boys were happy for her, but they decided that as they're not seeing her right now, they made the decision not to go to her wedding. It is in keeping with all of Kevin's sentiments towards his ex-wife, which remain respectful and measured. Interesting. Yet you're doing this on camera, and you're doing this whole thing for everyone to hear right now. The boys are encouraged to talk about their mom with love and to understand the complexities in which her life has been mirrored over the years. So Victoria tells me that whatever is going on outside has nothing to do with what's going on inside this house. This is a sentiment echoed by Kevin. More than anything, he hopes that one day all the drama will be behind them, not just for his kids, but for the whole Spears clan. I wish for them to forgive, to reach inner peace, and then peace with each other. He says one day. Now, that's pretty much the majority of the entire article that I just read right there. But this is a very strange thing, y'all. There's a tweet I wanted to show you guys too. I remembered. It just popped in my head, so I'm gonna look that up real quick. But that's, it's interesting. Isn't it interesting when somebody tries to go out of their way to be like, oh, I worry so much about X, Y, and Z, so I'm taking, but I'm exposing, I'm fanning the flames of something that doesn't even need to be fanned. But I'm going to bring these things up because she definitely needs help, and her sons don't want to see her and all that stuff. Why stir the pot? But then at the same time, at the end, go, oh, but I just want inner peace. I want everyone to love each other. I want world peace, everyone. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't. It doesn't. Because clearly, if you want peace, then you don't say nothing, y'all. You don't. You keep it internal. You make this a family affair. A family affair. You don't bring the world in on it too. By him, K-Fed, going out and saying any of these things, this is not helping her. So if he's sitting here going, oh, I'm in hopes that this will change her mind or make her wake up, this is only going to infuriate her and her now husband, and it's going to make her distance herself from him and her kids even more. So what is being accomplished here? I'm going to say this. Goose egg, zero, nothing, zilch, nada, zippity doo-dah. It's not solving anything. It's just making things worse. And I keep thinking, maybe it's because he got a bag that he ain't getting no more, and he might be upset about it. And maybe he's stirring this pot so that he can get a little something. Then on top of it, he said that the kids were in this place with her, seeing things that he was not cool with, that he was not willing to go into detail about. You don't think people are going to be sitting there going, what are those details? Hey, you want to talk about it a little bit more? Hey, let's do another interview, but this time you're with Gayle King. Hey, let's do another interview, but this time you're sitting down with Oprah. And you can actually tell us everything in full detail on those weird things that those two young boys saw when they were hanging out with mama. Or, we'd love to get those details, but why don't you just write a book? Bidding war goes crazy. Just saying. Just doesn't seem like any of this stuff is coming out of genuine concern. This is not genuine. This is extremely forced. But I got a couple super chats I'm going to look at here really quick before we and I really appreciate the super chats, guys. Thank you so much for the support. Seriously, y'all are amazing. Thank you. And I was thinking about it. I was like, do I do a show tonight or not? Because it's Saturday night and all that. Ain't nobody going to be coming in and watching my lanky ass. And you guys are here. I appreciate y'all. You guys are amazing. So, Rando Pasa, what's up? Thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Love you, Pascal. Love you too. Thank you for covering a variety of topics. Yes, thank you for appreciating the variety of topics. I really do appreciate that. For sure, for sure. I've got words. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. There's so much more to this than meets the eye on a surface level. Exactly. Questionable timing immediately follows after her dad has ordered for deposition. Yes. Yes. I forgot about that. I was going to pull that up. I'll pull that up here in a second too. But that's absolutely figgity facts, baby. Okay. Very strange that that's all coming out like this now. Domino effect, right? Papa does that. The next thing you know, this article and this TV interview will be televised later on this week. I mean, come on. Something ain't right. It's about that math, y'all. It ain't working for me. Wendy Davis, thank you so much for the 5. People need to just let her live her life. She hasn't been able to save her life for way too long. Sorry, she hasn't been able to have her life for way too long. I'm so sorry. Yes, I agree, Wendy. Like the infamous, leave Britney alone. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Charlie Miller, what's up? Thank you so much for the 5. His actions are contradicting everything he said. Exactly. Doesn't make sense to you, baby, because it doesn't make sense to me. What are his intentions? And clearly, he is team conservatorship. He's team Jamie Spears. He's team Papa Spears, and saying that saved her. That conservatorship saved her. It put her life in order and all that stuff. And here it is, though. Maybe it did. Maybe it did in the very beginning. But then next thing you know, they're going, nope, you can't do this. You can't do that. You can't do this. You can't. Just list after just thing after thing after thing of what they're saying that she can and cannot do. I wouldn't be surprised, right? If in the very beginning it was just like, you can't do these certain things. And then she started, maybe she was lashing out. Maybe she was acting weird. Maybe. God knows. And then they said, well, can't do that either. Can't do that too. Can't do this too. Can't do that. And it just they just kept adding more and more things on to the point where she became literally a prisoner in her own home. That's what I think. But still, maybe in the very beginning, it was helping her. But once you start to do something like that, I mean, you put all those restrictions on somebody, that just makes things worse. It doesn't make things better. And I keep wondering if those things, all those added things, were they really helping her? And a lot of people say it wasn't. So interesting. But another super chat, Stephanie Tam, thank you so much for the 5 Canadian. It's one thing to famous. It's one thing to famous and deal with all. It's one thing to be famous, I think. It's one thing to be famous and deal with all that. It's another thing to be mentally put through turmoil by people who you trusted and loved. Absolutely. Imagine all that stress. Imagine all that BS you have to deal with. Okay. Unbelievable. And thank you guys all for the super chats. I really do appreciate it. But this is something that I found interesting as well. This tweet was put up, Britney Stan, okay, on Britney the Stan, the Twitter. So Sam apparently is going in on K-Fed, allegedly. Okay. So photo of them together. Good looking couple. They look like they're happy. I know that there's rumors right now where he's basically like controlling her, but I don't know anything about all that. I don't know anything about that. But this is something that he put on his Instagram story. So let's go through this really quick. This one's weird. To clarify, my wife has never posted a spicy selfie except for her rear end, which is quite modest these days. All other posts were implied nudity, which can be seen in any ad for lotion or soap. He's got a point there. I've seen spicier photos for a Jack in the Box commercial. Okay. Anyway, there's no validity to his statement regarding the kids distancing themselves and it's irresponsible to make that statement publicly. The boys are very smart and will be 18 soon to make their own decisions and may eventually realize the quote unquote tough part was having a father who hasn't worked much in over 15 years as a role model. Dude coming in with the heat. Oh, he got words today. Sam said, I got time. I got time today. Wow. I mean, I feel like that's, I feel like that's K-Fed in general. But let's go back to that. They'll make their own decisions and may eventually realize the tough part was having a father who hasn't worked much in over 15 years as a role model. Kevin's gravy train will end soon, which probably explains the timing of these hurtful statements. Man, I mean, we called it, fam. He's calling it out too, okay? I do not know him personally and have nothing against him aside him choosing to vilify my wife. His character is revealed by approval of the cruel 13-year conservatorship, and his loyalty to Jamie indicates his approval at time of its conception as well. Ha! Like I said, he was like, yo, this dude got his hands in the cookie jar, in the conservatorship cookie jar. And of course he's sitting there going, okay, I'm team Jamie Spears. Papa Spears got everything right. He helped. It helped Britney. Well, Sammy's saying, no. You ain't ish, but hey, respectfully, you're trash. Let's continue. Holy cow. Things are now considered normal issues and behavior easily dealt with therapy or other ways were magnified to justify a 13-year prison sentence. Anyone approving it is wrong or benefiting from it somehow. We called it. Like I said, we called it, fam. I will not comment on this matter again, except to say, I have a job. Woo! Okay, Sammy. Okay, Sammy. He come out to play. He coming to play. He's ready. He woke up and he chose violence. There it is. He said, F y'all, I got a job. Oh, shoot. Oh, okay. Okay, Sam. Okay. Okay, Sam. No, I'm proud of him. There you go. That's how you husband. Okay? Especially when your wife is a superstar. Okay? Damn right. He's like, I don't care. Oh my God. Oh, I got to read that part again. That was amazing. Oh my God. The boys are very smart and will be 18 soon to make their own decisions and may eventually realize the tough part was having a father who hasn't worked much in over 15 years as a role model. Kevin's gravy train will end soon, which probably explains the timing of these hurtful statements. And then the last part, I will not comment on this matter again, except to say I have a job. Oh, God, that feels good. Oh, my God. Thank you, Sam. Wow, I don't even know this dude, but I like him. Let's go. I mean, I like him right now. I don't. He might be an evil doer, too. You never know. But that is brilliant. Okay? That was brilliant. All right. Very well said. He said what he needed to say. Oh, that was amazing. Okay. Let me look at this here really quick. Real quick. Now, okay, so apparently, well, this is from a day ago. I mean, these trying to find guys. Be sure to hit that like button down below. I'm just trying to get this this information about Jamie real quick. And there's a bunch of stuff. Obviously, people are talking about the K-Fed stuff. They're talking about that quite a bit because that is insane. For him to come out and say any of that stuff, I feel like that's a waste of time. Period. Waste of time. Okay. Now, this is something interesting. I guess, this is from, nope, that's not it. That's not it either. What the hell? Okay. It's from Cinema Blend. All right. This is something that's very interesting. So I'm going to show you guys this really, really quick. Hit that like button. Send it past 400 likes really quick. That would really, really mean a lot. And of course, because it's, you guys are almost there. All right. We're almost at 400 likes. So please hit that like button. And do not forget to crush that subscribe button if you haven't done that yet. That would really, really mean a lot. And it helps me, helps the show. You know what I'm saying? I'm working towards 100,000 subscribers. So help a brother out. Okay. And spread the word about this show if you don't mind. Okay. That would be extremely kind of you. Thank you so much. Now, so apparently, Britney Spears' legal team says Jamie Spears is sunk to a new low with latest filing. Interesting. So Britney Spears was only recently freed from her conservatorship, but the pop singer's previous situation is still the topic of major legal battle that has now taken an interesting turn. Lawyers for Papa Spears, of course, he is the former conservator, right, has now filed a motion to have some of Britney Spears' medical records previously sealed by court unsealed. That's interesting. Why would you do that? What do you do? Why would you do that, y'all? So it's unclear specifically why Papa Spears' lawyers want the medical records unsealed. Obviously, they would argue that something in them might help explain decisions of Papa Spears during the conservatorship of Britney. Britney Spears' lawyers are very clear in their response to the motion obtained by Page 6, which is no, not this article, but obtained by Page 6, that the only reason that that this is being done is an attack to Britney. So they argue that Papa Spears has sunk to a new low in trying to unseal records or trying to unseal the records, and argues there's no legal reason to do so, saying in part, consequently, Mr. Spears can have no purpose in seeking to render the conditionally sealed materials public other than undertaking his purported vindication and revenge plot against his own daughter. It is shameful. And I do agree. You're telling me he wants to put all this stuff out for what reason? To just say, oh, yeah, see, she unwell. My daughter, she unwell. She unwell. What? Why? This sounds, to me, it sounds like revenge. Remember, conservatorship. He had full control over all of her financials. He had full control over her body, what she could and could not do. He had full control over all of that. She basically was a prisoner in her own home. She begged quite a bit, especially in the videos that we saw together, in the audio that was leaked from her depositions and all that. We clearly saw this woman was struggling, fighting for her life, trying to find freedom from this situation. And you know that he was leaving, or he was getting a huge cut from that money. Now that money is gone. Now that money is not with him anymore. So of course he's pissed off. Of course he's sitting here going, let me throw this in here really, really quick so that you guys can see that this, she unwell. My baby Britney, she unwell. No, this is disgusting. Like the fact that this is going to be vindication, like he's trying to vindicate himself from the situation. Bro, you lost. The conservatorship is over. Move the F on. That's it. It's a wrap, son. Wash your hands clean of it. Walk on. Why do you have to go and make these documents public. And ain't that breaking HIPAA laws too? Ain't it? Putting that ish out there? Like I said, this is when I wish I had one of my lawyer friends on right now. And I would just ask him that right now. But like I said, that makes no sense. That's disgusting. And what father does that? What father does that? Remember, it's one thing that this is a father doing this to his own daughter. It's another thing that this is the father of a superstar that's willing to expose her like this. What is that accomplishing? Does that make, by putting out this information, does that make her want to turn around and run back into your arms, Papa Spears? I don't think so. I really don't think so. So what, by doing this, what is that accomplishing for you? It sounds selfish. It sounds selfish as hell. That's sad. It's crazy what money will do to a family. It's crazy what money will do to a person, but sad. So Britney Spears' team believes this attempt to get these records unsealed is retribution for the fact that a judge has ruled that Papa Spears must sit for a deposition as part of an investigation into his time as conservator for Britney. See. So now they want to put this stuff out. Maybe they're thinking that by him putting that information out, she would be quick to say, no, never mind. We don't need to go any further then. We don't need to investigate anymore. Guys, just leave this alone because I don't want that information out here. People don't need to know what's really going on in my brain. No one needs to know what I've done and what I haven't done, or what I've tried to do, so on and so forth. Nobody needs to know any of that stuff. And that could very well be what's going on here. So he's like, oh, well, clearly if I sit down and get interviewed and do a deposition about how I was your conservator, they're going to see that I took money. They're going to see that I maybe broke some laws. Well, let me throw this in here really quick. So this makes Britney freak out a little bit. Her team freak out a little bit. And maybe they won't bring me in for this deposition. It's also pointed out that it was Papa Spears and a previous legal team that initially moved to have the records sealed. Interesting. The motion, which asked that Britney also be deposed, included the request to unseal the records, was filed on July 22nd. But Britney's lawyers point out the question as to whether Britney was also to be disposed was already set to be decided on the 27th of July. The judge decided Britney did not need to sit for a deposition. For that part, Papa Spears' lawyer argued that there's no reason, or that there's no harmful or of ill intent in what they're doing. They says that if there was legitimately confidential information in the records, they would still be shielded from the public. And he goes on. The idea of this is part of a nefarious scheme is ridiculous. It is unfortunate that Britney's counsel continues his relentless barrage of attacks against Jamie. It is presumably because he doesn't have any actual evidence, but regardless, it is unwarranted and unprofessional. Well, I think it's unprofessional that your team is trying to lowball and trying to say, hey, we're just going to put out all this information, at least in court, so that you guys can see how unfit this woman is. Like I said, the conservatorship is over. It's done. So why are we still in this mess? It's ridiculous. Okay. Now, when it comes to K-Fed, I'm not with it. K-Fed, I am not with it, y'all. I am not feeling it. The dude is an absolute idiot. He's an idiot. And I don't know why they decided to bring all this in out of nowhere, like we've said before. All right. This makes no bloody sense at all. Simi, thank you so much for the 28 Canadian dollars. You are 100% with what's going on. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate your support. Yeah. Clearly he wants to keep his hands in that cookie jar. And that's it. Panda, thank you so much for the £2. Has she talked about him recently? I missed it. I'm assuming if you're talking about has she talked about K-Fed? I don't think so. I think she's pretty much standing quiet with this whole situation. I've got words. Thank you so much for the 5. I appreciate it. No, it was planned to be a money grab from the start. Read the court docs. Oh, okay. Thank you so much. I'll take a look at that in a little bit, because I'm going to be wrapping up here very shortly. The Mad Hatter, thank you so much for the 180 pound. Thank you. I appreciate it. Pascal, I have a word with your FB messages. Okay, I'll take a look. I will take a look at that, Mad Hatter. Thank you so much for that and for the support. I really do appreciate it. Let's continue. I think there's a few more. Dion Hamilton, thank you so much for the $4 super chat. Who is Lou Taylor's puppet master? I do not know. I do not know. So yeah, guys, this is very weird. It's interesting that the exes are starting to come out. Obviously, at the wedding, one of her ex-husbands, I think it was her first ex-husband, came out and was acting a doggone fool, just being crazy in there and everything. And it's just interesting that now, like, she seems to be very happy. She seems to be free. The conservatorship has been lifted. She can finally just do her thug thizzle. I think she's happy. And I guess people are having some serious issues about her just being bloody happy. And it's sad. It's really, really sad, guys. This is weird to me. To me, this is very weird. We'll see what happens here with more of this. I cannot wait for this interview to come out because I will be watching it. Hopefully we can watch it together, all right, when it finally does come out. But to me, this is just crazy. Just absolutely crazy. Because it's just let her live her life. She's finally going to be able to be happy. And she's with with her man now, her husband, Sam. Let her go be happy. And just go and let her do her thing. And if she decides to go on tour again, or I'm hearing that there's a new album coming out or something like that, hey, let her do that then. But let her just enjoy her life. Stop with all this BS and more drama and more BS. If you don't want drama in your house, then don't bring the drama in. That's it. It does not make any sense. K-Fed is not making any sense with this. And to me, it sounds like a desperate attempt at trying to continue to have his hand in that cookie jar, that money grab. Sad. It's sad. Money makes people crazy. Money makes people do stupid ass things. Simi, thank you so much for the 70 Canadian dollars. Thank you so much. You did wonderful covering Britney tonight. Have a great night. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate you guys so much. But that is the show, guys. All right. I appreciate all y'all for being on. Seriously, you guys have been incredible. It was a fun Saturday night stream. Just kind of hanging out with you guys, talking about this craziness and all that. I appreciate all y'all because I know you guys had other things to do today. Okay. But you guys decided to do that, spend that time with me, this little time with me. And I really do appreciate it. But do me a favor. Before you get going, hit that like button down below, crush it, make it scream out your name, and do not forget to hit that subscribe button, all right? It'd be great to have you part of the Pascal Show family. And you guys are appreciated. So thank you guys so much for being here and being a part of the conversation. Please do me a favor. Don't forget, check out my locals. Join if you can. Check out my Patreon. Support if you can by going over to my Patreon, or you can easily go down into underneath the this video right here and hit that join button and just become a member of the family. That'd be really, really appreciated. I work really hard to give you guys some stories and keep these conversations interesting and ever flowing and ever moving forward. So please support in any way you can. Anyway, guys, it is time to get going. I appreciate all y'all. You guys have been dope. What a great Saturday night. Y'all have a great night. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. And I'll see you guys very, very soon. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.